This story coming out of Kalamazoo. I'm gonna try to keep the details brief. Let me give you guys a quick warning about my type of content before we dive into the details. Some viewers may find the following content offensive and controversial. The information in this video comes from multiple sources, including court records, official police charges, news web articles, and interviews. This video commentary also contains my personal opinions about the facts of this story. The point is to use this story as a cautionary tale in hopes of preventing tragedies like these to children going forward. Viewer discretion is advised. That is your official disclaimer. All right, and I'm getting this story from wwmt.com, so thank you for the article. So a West Michigan woman was charged in the death of a 1-year-old baby. This is really sad, and I'm going to tell y'all to be real. I was researching this story, and I found, and I didn't realize how much information is on TikTok. Because some of the stuff that I found, like these screenshots, I actually got because of TikTok. And I didn't know that they did stuff like this. And they actually had, this little girl was shot. This little girl, what she went through was just really sad. And they did this thing in the hospital where they call it her last walk. I've never heard of this before. I've unfortunately I've been to the hospital many times with whether I've lost family members or friends or whatever it is. I've never seen anything like this, but they gave her like a tribute. And they pushed her down the hall in her hospital bed with family and friends there, like an honor walk. I'd never heard of that before. So maybe I'm just new to that. And I'm not going to lie, I cried for 30 straight minutes putting this story together. And it's a short story, very short story. But as a father, as a man, I just think about my daughter, and it just absolutely broke me down. So, the individual that you guys see on my screen with the squinched up face, just looking like attitude face, and this fool, we'll talk about him here in a minute. The woman's name, let me get her back on the screen. She's 31 years old. Her name is Tiffany Moore. I had her middle name, but I don't see it here now. She was one of 2 people who was reported to be with the child of the alleged abuse on the day of the alleged abuse. Officers found the little girl. Let me see if I can get her face up here. This angel, 1-year-old Jermany Nicole Coleman, with significant trauma at a home in Michigami Woods Drive near Ojibwa Trail, October 28th, according to Kalamazoo Department of Public Safety. Coleman died on November the 1st after being transported with critical injuries, police said. On Tuesday, Moore was charged with the following: homicide, felony murder, a felony punishable by up to life in prison; second-degree murder, a felony punishable by up to life in prison; first-degree child abuse, a felony punishable by up to life in prison. She is due back in court for a probable cause hearing on January the 2nd of 2024. Her bond was denied. And the other individual, I don't have his name in front of me right now, but we'll probably have to come back and do an update on this story as more information comes out. But the guy that y'all saw on my screen, let me see if I can get his face back up here. Did it have a name? Let me see. I might have had his name. Tyrone Shepard. There we are. So Tyrone Shepard and Tiffany Moore, they're both potentially being looked at to be prosecuted and being held accountable for the death of this little baby. So let me give you guys the fair usage. I'll do my best to make it through this story. I don't really want to cry about this again. So here we go. Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without the authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use. It is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107. And if you guys would do me a favor and please click that thumbs up and share this story. Do y'all want to see the TikTok video of the honor walk? You say you already watched it. I think I might be able to show it, but if y'all want to see that, let me know. Type it in the chat. Let me know if y'all want to see it. Here we go.
A West Michigan woman is charged after a 1-year-old's death. Tiffany Moore appeared in court today, where she was formally charged with homicide, second-degree murder, and first-degree child abuse. All three are felonies and punishable by up to life in prison. This all started after a 1-year-old was sent to the hospital with critical injuries. The infant eventually died, and Moore was identified as a person of interest, as was Tyrone Shepard. Moore is due back in court for a probable cause hearing on January 2nd.
All right, let's watch this together. I might have to cut this out as far as copyright for music, but we'll watch. As much as you see family and people like that there, I was actually thinking about, I'm not going to do this, man. Hold on. I was thinking about like the doctors, the nurses, and how hard is their job to see this all the time. Every day. That's what you got to see. You got to see stuff like this. I need you. Let's see. I was going to see if I can. I'm going to see if I can show y'all where she is. Like you can kind of see her there. And that's text on the screen. That I can't do anything about. That's from the video from TikTok. From her aunt, I think. Not another second or another. Oh, right there. Not another second or another. Right there. And I look at this. This baby was 1 year old. What did she do to deserve that? What did she do to deserve that? The answer and the correct answer and the only answer is nothing. So, why was this baby in their possession? What did they do to cause this? Why did they cause this? All of those things. I'm sure we'll have more answers coming here soon. But if both of them are responsible for this, I think both of them deserve life in prison, just flat out. Because that's such a beautiful little girl, and she deserved every opportunity to grow up and become something great. So let me say to Jermany, let me pull up my favorite picture of her, which is this one. Young Princess, R.I.P. Thank you guys so much for listening to the story. Please share and leave a comment. Let me know what you think. If I have to fix it for the music, I might have to mute that part out just so you guys know. Okay. Thank you.